Welcome to my third video in my mini-series of IELTS test tips that I've created alongside We Love IELTS, Cambridge's platform for those preparing for the IELTS test. And today I'm giving you my best 3 tips for achieving success in the IELTS reading paper. Before getting into my tips, if you're not a subscriber to the Learn English with Cambridge YouTube channel, please click subscribe now. And this will mean you get a notification every time we release one of our great videos. So let's start by recapping on what the reading paper consists of. Both the academic and general training reading papers have 3 parts and a total of 40 questions. However, it's important to note that the content of the academic and general training papers differ slightly. So make sure you know which test you're taking before you start preparing. Okay, so that's the structure of the exam. Now let's get on to my tips. My first tip is to do task-based reading outside of class. Of course, any type of reading outside of class will help improve your English ability. However, I would always advise my students to do task-based reading outside of class. This means to read to develop the skills that you're going to need in the IELTS reading test. For example, I'd recommend that you read a variety of texts and guess unknown words from context. Don't immediately search for a translation, as you won't be able to use a dictionary in the exam. Highlight the topic sentence in each paragraph. This will particularly help with matching heading questions, where you match a paragraph to a heading which summarises the main point of a text. Take key sentences and rewrite them. This will help you in the questions where understanding a synonym or paraphrase is the key to getting an answer correct. And identify the main argument or the reason for the piece of writing and put it into a few sentences. This is because some questions ask you to identify the writer's views or claims. The phrase "train the way you play" is a really good motto to stick by. What this means is that in order to do well in the test, you should replicate the skills that you'll need whilst doing practice. My second tip would be to practice your skimming and scanning skills. In the reading paper, you only have 60 minutes, so you won't have time to read every single word that appears in the text. Because of this, being able to skim and scan is really important for you. First, let me explain what they mean, and then let me show you how to develop them. Skimming is reading quickly to get a general idea of what a text is about. You can practice this by an activity such as flash reading. This is where you read a text very quickly, for example in 20 seconds, and then see what you can remember. Whereas scanning is reading quickly to search for specific pieces of information. To practice this, you need questions about a text. So, an activity from a student's book or an IELTS practice test is perfect. So, much like my first tip, try to practice these skills in any kind of reading that you do at home. My last tip is don't assume anything. In the reading paper, you may see statements that you disagree with or that you know are not true. However, you have to base your answers on what you see in the text, not what you know or what you think. Let me give you an example. We're going to focus on question number 40. It is important that new housing developments encourage social diversity. Now, I'm sure you'll agree, as would all right-minded people, that encouraging social diversity in any form is something positive. However, the answer isn't yes. It is in fact not given. This is because the writer doesn't say anything in the text to confirm this. There is simply no evidence in the text for us to be able to put yes. So, put your real-world knowledge to one side and base your answers on what you read. Okay, let's see a summary. So there you go. 3 tips that I hope will help improve your performance in the reading test. Don't forget, for more test tips and resources, check out the We Love IELTS website. The link is below the video. And also, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. And of course, if you have any other strategies, tips, or advice for succeeding in the reading part of the IELTS test, please comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time for more IELTS tips.